able to get all the history you want. So I'll bring you a plate, Jim.
Okay.
Avocado Ranch. Avocado Ranch or ranch dressing.
Ranch.
So anybody, she did bring an article, a newspaper article.
Thank you.
The paper did an article on her dad before he passed away back in '97. And she's gonna leave us this copy, so I will probably take it and have it laminated and hang it up somewhere. This was her dad.
Put it in this sleeve. The lamination, I think, will mess it up.
Was he growing strawberries when you were born?
Probably.
I mean, as a little kid, you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
They started,
I don't remember when
he started back in the 20s, didn't he?
oh, way before I was born.
Yeah.
I was with his grandpa.
Now, where was that,
my
where
grandpa.
was that land at? Where was that patch at?
Florida, they was planting.
Oh,
And then when they brought it up here, Dad bought that place, and then he started planting berries.
well, where was that at?
Over by, you know where Hollis McCarthy lives?
Yeah, yeah.
On
It's
476.
right just south of that.
Now, did they have an artesian well then?
Yeah, he had a well drill.
Hold on. So, yeah, that's fine. As well, in Rutledge, the first well was in Rutledge Hollow. Do you remember where that well was?
No, I don't know where that was.
Because I have some old pictures where there was a water station where you could, and buggies were pulled up, put water in their horses, and it was right there where the
That was
firehouse
back there,
is.
back there by the tower, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The water
yeah,
tower?
the other side of the tower by the,
By that water tower?
By the park down there, not the new park, but the Maxwell Park.
oh, okay, yeah.
Where they made
Yeah, I know where,
it there,
yeah,
and
okay,
there
that's
was a
Rutledge
bridge.
Hollow right there.
Yes, and there was an artesian well that I
Okay, and it ran
walked by
through
every day
town,
to
didn't
school.
it? They ran it out in the, through the Rutledge, down in Atascosa, didn't it? And I know, cause I know there was a big water trough there.
Well, I mean, a pipe that big around, that water
It
just.
just flowed out there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, she brought some stuff for y'all to see too, so let me move this out of the way and you can explain what you brought. I love this kind of stuff.
Well, this is when he was, I can't see, I
The,
mean, my glasses on.
Grand Marshal of the 40th Annual Strawberry Festival Parade.
Yeah.
They did the 40th.
That's 32 years ago. That's awesome.
And then this one is, this, in '87,
He's the grand marshal, I think, then, wasn't he?
again, well, this is the same thing. So one of these is from first strawberry producer to serve as Poteet Strawberry Festival. Is this your dad here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming that Rotary that gave him this. Otto, is that your granddad?
That's my dad.
That's your dad?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it says
And his name?
Adolf Otto Aigner.
That's my dad.
Okay, first strawberry producer to serve as Poteet Strawberry Festival Parade Grand Marshal. So whenever they did the very first parade, I guess that was him.
Who's that?
That one.
That's him.
That's
his child.
Same guy here
Yeah,
as
that's
this.
that one, yeah.
Okay.
But this is Gustav though.
That's my grandpa.
This was your dad?
That's his daddy.
Okay, so he was the first one to serve as,
That's his daddy.
right, okay. Well,
So I guess they actually
So-
brought,
now you have this one,
Yes,
it's the same
thing, yeah.
as this one.
And who was called Pop?
Which one was called Pop?
Y'all called him that. Everybody knew
You
him.
did not.
No,
What did you
Okay.
call
I
him?
don't know. I called him dad.
And your granddad, what'd you call him?
Well, I never did. I was too little. I
You don't remember?
remember him.
Okay, and then she brought a family photo from her
wow.
dad.
Where are you?
This is,
This
This
is
was
my
your-
dad here when he was about 18.
and
Oh,
this
okay.
is his dad, so this
Is that?
is this guy up here.
There was 11 kids in the family.
That is.
Oh, my goodness.
Which one? Oh, I see, with a beard.
That's
Your
Mr.
grandfather.
Yeah, and this is her,
Her
her dad, right here.
That's so cool.
There were 11 children, she said, and there's 3 missing out of
That
this
picture's
picture.
over 100 years old.
Anyhow, y'all wanna be careful?
The article in the paper said your brother was the first strawberry
Yeah, he was the
king.
first king.
Can you name
That's
Your
it.
brother was?
Yeah.
He was the first king.
That's what the article in the paper said.
We'll get it
That's
from
it.
Her oldest brother was the first king of the strawberry festival.
Is he still around?
Oh, no, he died here 12, 13 years ago.
He was the first king.
Mind the shop?
I'm the only one
Yeah,
left.
we'll have to get
Okay.
that.
I'll take a
Now,
picture.
were you anything in the festival at
No.
all? You were never queen?
No,
See,
I wanted
she's
my
ticked
son
it
to
up,
be at one
so
time,
it-
but they
it
said
can
their
slide out.
property had to be
There's a picture of my
strawberry
dad
growers.
at the,
Is that how it was when it
It
started?
didn't work.
Back
Remember
when
those
Flatbed,
Rogers that lived up there?
playing,
They got his son to be a
I don't
king
think
that
they were
year.
able to take it out.
That wasn't
So
fair.
it was a
Donnelly Rogers' son?
This one
Yeah.
could take it out and then scan.
They said they had to grow
They could
strawberries
take it
to
out.
be king, and he didn't never grew strawberries.
Who's that, Donnie Rogers?
His
Yeah,
son was
his son.
king. Because she said she wanted her son to be king when he was in school, but you had to be a strawberry grower in order to try.
Yeah, yeah.
They picked him.
That
That
was-
used to be a rule,
That
yeah.
was
And
true.
he never grew strawberries.
Donnelly's son didn't.
Oh, really? But they
Or
got-
Donnelly did never grow berries,
No,
and he was king.
yeah.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it may have
That
come down
really,
to
that really hurt me that way.
people, unfortunately, that had money.
No.
That's not the rule now, though.
No,
No.
it's not the rule in any way. It's not the rule now, but
Yeah, that was a Queen's contest, where they could buy the tickets and get them in as queen.
Yes.
And they'd have a talent show,
So
to
was
announce
the,
how they were doing with the Queen's contest.
were the guys the same way? They,
No, the
That
guy,
was totally
after the
different.
Queen was elected,
I think
the Rotary Club would appoint the king, yeah,
oh, wow.
so it was an appointment.
yeah.
Not an election.
Yeah.
The
There
Rotary
you
Club appointed them.
Don't
There
hold
you
it
go.
against us, we're not the same people.
Oh
Well, Miss
Do you-
Mann, how many siblings did you have?
I had 2 brothers and a sister, but I'm the only one left.
So
They
there were
sold
4
book-
of you.
They sold books of tickets to the talent show. I don't even have any of those books. Do you have any of that kind of
No.
stuff?
No.
They sold books of tickets for 50 cents a piece to the talent show, and a father could buy his daughter in there. The word would get out how, they would have a talent show ahead of time, and they would see who was ahead, and then whoever wanted their, in there. Like Mr. Garland, I think he bought my sister in, Joanne, when she was queen.
So were you ever on the court?
What?
Were you on the
No,
court?
no, I was never on the court.
Never, there, you were never appointed
No,
king?
No, but my twin sister, she was on the
Janet?
court, and then my older sister was a queen.
Okay, was there scholarships back then?
No, I don't think there were. No,
No, I don't think so.
not that I remember.
No,
Jim, when are we talking about, when your sisters were queens? What?
About
what
58 or 57 or
Philip
58.
Franklin was the first.
Yeah, and then my younger sister was
No,
like
it was,
Since I
a year
finished
behind
his
her,
daughter.
61.
it was Wanda Bender was the first queen. Her granddaughter, Wanda Bender's granddaughter tried out for the court just a
First
couple of
one
weeks
with
ago.
my brother? No.
Well, that's when, I don't know, I don't
I
even
don't
know.
think so.
She's gonna be older than Jim's sister. Wanda Bender's older than Joanne is, so she,
Yeah.
so she was,
it was all
because
about popularity.
Wanda's granddaughter told me that Wanda was the first queen. I don't know because I wasn't
I
here.
think
The
so.
first queen was Helen.
Helen Franklin?
That's who it was.
And you said they have to try out?
I don't know how, they sold tickets back then. They sold like raffle tickets. Now
Oh,
they're
now it's
interviewed.
a very
It's judged and they're interviewed.
Very
and depends on
independent.
how
out
they-
of town judges. It's a very, very formal.
granddaddy was the first.
Yes.
We used to have at the coronation,
1918.
we'd have a Fiesta Queen, a Floresville Queen. It was a coronation, used to be a big deal.
Yeah, well, we're a lot lazier now. And it's not anywhere near like that, because for one thing, to try to get all those people together is just, fact is, I know since I've been in Capitol, they haven't done that. We
Right.
haven't had a big
Well,
production
since
like that.
Capitol started, they quit the talent show. I think the last talent show was Ruth Ann when she ran for queen.
Ruth Ann?
Oh, yeah. She'll see.
I remember a talent show and I remember a fashion show. It used to be, and it used to be at the Four Seas Daycare Center because I remember sitting on the floor back in '69 or '70. Because there was no seating room, so I sat on the floor. I didn't even know Bonnie Anderson Cooper back then, but I remember her being in the hall, sitting there watching the talent show with me then.
I
So-
feel pretty confident that in 1984, things changed over because that was the first year that we were required to write a paper about the history of Poteet.
Was that when you were
And
there?
that's when I ran, and no one else ran against me.
Really?
Nobody, because they knew they couldn't write a better paper than me.
Put that camera on him,
unfortunate.
put that camera on him.
It's unfortunate. So I think it was in 1984.
That was the first letter that was written. Did you get a scholarship?
No,
It was not a scholarship when you were there.
it was not a scholarship.
What year did you graduate?
1985.
In '85. Shaylin graduated in '87?
88.
In '88? Okay.
And I would think probably in 1981, my Aunt Patricia, who was Schumacher, my grandfather bought her position, and it was based upon tickets. So he just bought 5,000 or whatever, and we would sit and all day write
Right.
her name in it.
Yeah, we allowed them to do that at first, and, yeah, they just write out a check for the difference if they wanted. They come back there and see how the count was going, and if somebody wanted to buy her in, they'd let her buy her in, because the Rotary Club didn't want anybody.
So the money went to the Rotary Club?
I don't know, we weren't there, I wasn't there.
Ms. Mann, do you know how many acres your dad grew of strawberries?
He had 72 acres, he planted most of it in berries.
Oh, wow.
So 72
He picked
acres of
berries
strawberries.
Every day.
Where's that oval picture?
Intensive.
Okay, look at the very bottom of the
I know.
picture, those are
Yeah,
strawberries, did y'all see those?
Right. If you
Yeah,
first look, it's
saw.
like a brick wall and then it's strawberries.
Yeah.
They're not real big like they are now, so they've definitely evolved into much bigger berries.
I like the smaller ones.
Well, as long as they're sweet, I don't
sweeter.
care.
Yeah. You see that?
Well, the public doesn't know. You set them out there and they'll look at all those flats. The one's got a big berry in it, they'll buy that every time.
Really?
Oh, and they're holding strawberry.
Kind of like small ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
small ones.
they got lights.
Definitely high sugar in it, candy that you test.
Miss
Take
Mann,
longer to
where
clean.
did your father buy his
Ma'am?
berry plants?
Ma'am,
Where did he buy his berry plants?
he ordered them at that time. He would order them that
Where do you
way,
think
but
they
then
came from?
Towards the end, he would buy them from Kenneth Hoffman. He would buy the plants that way.
We used to raise our own plants.
Yeah, then he would sell them
Oh, okay.
to the farmers.
Okay, but didn't I hear you say that originally the berries y'all grew in Florida? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, that's where where he started.
I guess that was something they did there, and when he came here, he brought it with
He
him?
brought them with him.
So they
That's
might
how
have,
it got started.
when he
yeah.
ordered his first ones, they probably came from Florida, I'm gonna guess, I
Probably,
don't
I
know.
guess, I don't know.
Think about that, in the 1800s, getting plants from Florida to here.
And keeping them alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
They probably bought them in the back of a pickup truck or a car, I imagine.
in a week they got here.
Yeah,
No trucks in the 1800s.
Well, it says in the paper there how.
Well, this was what, 22?
Train, they had to come on train.
By train,
When was the first?
Yeah, it probably was by
Poteet
train,
strawberry
yeah.
because we,
Of course, there used to be a train through here.
72 years ago?
yeah, 1948.
Oh, so he was doing this when
Oh, I thought that article said he came over here in the 1800s.
No.
That Grandpa did.
That man.
Yeah.
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 It was like 1890.
Well, it would have been in the 1800s.
1918, I think is what it says.
Your dad or your granddad?
Like my
Granddad, who was
Granddad.
talking about, I think, in front.
Well, the granddad says 1918.
1918.
That's his lifespan though. He was born in 19.
That's his
Well,
dad.
1918.
No,
No.
That's her dad. That's the
that's when
grandfather.
they was
Yeah, this is-
planting berries.
No, that's the grandfather.
It's the same.
That's the same
one, yeah.
That's my
Oh, okay.
grandmother.
All right.
This is
What, that one has a date
Oh,
on it,
okay.
doesn't it?
It says 1918, but
Oh, does it?
that can't be your granddad, Miss Mann.
My granddad,
When were you born?
1932.
No.
So between 1918
Yeah.
and 32, is that possible for him to have had a kid and him have her?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Of course,
husband, yeah.
when you look at him there, he's,
They got married a lot younger back then.
Her dad was
Okay,
born in
appreciate
1899.
Yep.
Okay, then it's not 1890, that's the year that he was.
Oh, well, what is 18, this is
That's when he was
1918.
planting.
In 1918, that her dad would have been
Your dad.
19 years old.
That's when he was trying
That's
to
when it
plant
started.
and then.
Look, that's when we
I
started
thought that was,
planting.
so it's not a birthday,
birthday.
it's a.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
it's
he's
the
turning
time,
it
that's
now.
probably the time of the photo, the year of the
Cause,
photo.
yeah, 'cause he came over here, early 1900s, and that's when he started planting, was 1918, right?
Yeah.
That's what I,
There were
that's what I
trains
just,
in 1918, but no cars,
And
right?
where did he
Trains.
come from?
Did the Model A or T or?
Florida, where was your grandfather
I don't
from?
think so, cause we used to have train, tracks.
From Florida down there, I guess that's where they.
Somewhere in Florida.
Somewhere in Florida.
Tunnels.
Oh.
Trains to go
see
over
that.
in the
See
center.
that, yeah.
And for how many years did you have your business in town?
30 years.
We had Strawberry Hill and then Strawberry Pit. And she had this big strawberry out front that was there forever. And you offered it
I
to,
offered it to the festival. Me and my husband come down here and made an offer. I said, I'll give y'all that strawberry if you'd put a sign up and put my dad and my grandpa's name on it, and they turned me down.
Oh,
What year was that?
Where's the
That
strawberry?
was when I had the
Her house.
store. That's been about 30 years, 35 years
Yeah, that was
ago.
right before that Rotary Club.
So I come in and offered it to them, and they turned me down.
I can tell you now that if that offer was made,
We would do it.
it would not be turned
And that
down.
turned me
put it
against
right
the
here.
festival from that day on.
We would
That
not do
really
that.
hurt me.
imagine it
Yeah,
did.
imagine.
But we
Well,
would
we-
have taken it, Miss Mann.
We, as the Rotary Club of Poteet, apologize for that, because that should not have occurred.
Yes.
Because they just went and talked to them there, right?
You don't have it anymore?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
it's out on her,
It's on my, I
property.
live on the farm, it's out there on my farm.
She's out on 476 toward Roscoe.
Yeah, I got it out there, I moved it out there.
But she did offer it here, I remember her telling me
Yeah.
about it.
That's a shame because
It is a shame.
it was a local landmark because it was
Well,
there
yeah,
for
that was
store
the
forever.
landmark of Poteet.
Absolutely.
It was.
is it concrete?
It's over, what was it, 3,000 pounds, it's a big
Solid,
strawberry.
What is it?
Strawberry, in front of the strawberry.
It's
pit.
huge.
It was
It's
big.
Because she had the big strawberry.
What a big mistake.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
that
kind of
was,
store did you have?
It's a convenience store,
Gas station.
gas
convenience
station,
store.
Texaco.
Texaco, yes.
It's right here where the little
It's
boutique
still
is
there,
on
but it's
16.
not open.
Yeah,
Where Simply Southern is now.
right.
yes,
That was the
Oh,
package store she put out.
Avenue H
right.
and 16, right across. She had the convenience store, and next door was the packing
Yeah.
store.
Package store, yeah.
Yeah,
And they sold alcohol next door, and she would go over there, open it
yeah,
up.
because it wasn't that, we didn't have that much, but it.
Right.
It done pretty good.
Sure.
Yep, I remember going there when I was little with my dad.
Yeah, I had a lot of good customers,
But there's no trace of that building there anymore.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah,
Oh, that is an original?
It's Simply Southern right there on the corner. That was that building and Simply Southern.
Oh, so that is the original
Yeah.
building?
That's the
But
original.
it's not that, well, it's not 70 years old. That building was built when you started your business there about 50 years
I
ago.
worked for Julius Serrano. I worked for him for 5 years.
Out of that store?
Yeah.
And then you
when
bought
he
it?
wanted to get out, I bought it from him, and then I had it for 30 years.
Her and one other lady worked that store the whole time.
Yes, she was with me 21 years.
Wow.
She was a good lady.
All right, does anybody have any?
What was her
What
name?
did they do for labor back then?
For the strawberries.
Well, Dad would go to the town and the people, the hands would be on the curbs waiting for him to pick
Really?
them up. They was wanting to work then.
Yeah.
They was begging for work. He would go to town and he'd have more hands that he could pick up.
And this man, when you say town, is that,
Poteet.
okay, want to
He
make
would
sure.
go every morning with his pickup and he'd come back and it was full of people. They was wanting to work.
Was it mostly local residents?
Yeah, it was local people.
That's great.
Where did they sell the strawberries?
I don't know where he took
Did they
out.
go on the, didn't they put them on the train at one time when they went to San Antonio?
Either that or he took them to where Hoogie's was.
Hoogie.
Or where Churchill, remember Harry
Hoogie's
Churchill?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He had a trucking company too. But he never had trouble with getting people to work. There was always people wanting to work.
Not like now.
72 acres,
Not
that's
now.
a lot of strawberries.
Yeah.
Another one of them ate them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was why your dad was one of 11 kids. He had his own workforce. He had his own crew right there. A lot of them.
Yeah, but all the kids, you know how they are, they all scattered, they all went somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Well, after growing up with berries, they probably realized that's not what they wanted to do for a living.
This, in addition to your dad, did anyone else grow in the family strawberries?
No,
Just your father?
yeah.
How many flats do you know, Ms. Mann, if he,
He picked two,
would he
300
yield?
plants a day.
oh, really?
Oh, he picked every day because he had so many of them.
At
And what did they
72,
do
He
about
had a big
storage?
packing shed
They
that
were
he
friends.
built, that's why he had shelves built and they'd pick in the mornings and then pack in the evenings.
Oh, wow.
And that was every day he picked because he had so many acres.
And so every day he was taking them out somewhere to
Yeah,
distribute
to
them
a
somewhere?
different field, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot happening in one day.
Mama would go ahead, remember they had those old wooden crates, I guess?
Yeah.
You remember those
Yeah,
wooden crates? Mama would go
Wish I
out.
had some of those.
I got, I think, one or two of those yet.
Do you?
Yeah. She would go out and nail those crates so they'd keep picking and packing.
Hmm.
And then they went to those, paper, those cardboard
I guess
boxes.
Dennis did that, got that
And then
started.
she went to folding them, fixed them so they could use them.
Well, so he had to deliver every day too.
Oh, yeah.
So he had to,
Whenever they got through packing, then he would take them and wherever he took them to sell them.
so he would get up, go pick up the workers, pick, oversee the packing, and then deliver.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I was saying, that's a lot.
And then
in
repeat the
one
next
day.
day.
Repeat the next day. Oh, my goodness.
How many
That's
months out of the
farming,
year is
that's farming, you don't have a day off.
Yeah, no.
Did he grow anything else?
Produce
Oh,
enough
yeah,
for
he had
doing that all day long for
hogs,
3 months?
he took hogs to the market every Monday. He would go to Houston or LaGrange and buy young ones and raise them, and then every Monday he'd go to the market with a load of hogs. And then he raised every kind of vegetable you could imagine. He raised
My goodness.
cauliflower and broccoli and cabbage and all kinds of vegetables.
So the farm was a continuous process,
Not
year,
just
year
strawberries.
round, year round.
Yeah.
He had cauliflower that people would come from Louisiana. And look, I should have brought that picture. They would load those trucks about 5 feet over the bed of the truck
Wow.
With
with
cauliflower.
cauliflower. Because he
And
had a
keep 'em on
certain
there.
brand, it was a snowball. And those artists here in Poteet tried their best to get the name of that. And they wouldn't tell them what the name was. They said it made such a big, pretty heads.
Wow.
And they'd come from Louisiana to buy that cauliflower. Loads and loads of it.
Now, back then, was there any kind of, like, we have the Growers Association now, where they kind of help each other and share. He was the first, but did he nurture anybody along to start their strawberries? Or help new growers get started with them?
Well, I guess he helped other people if they needed help that way.
But Kenneth started growing at some point, because you said he bought plants from
Yeah,
Kenneth
he bought
Hoffman.
plants from
So
him,
at
that's
some point, other farmers jumped.
Yeah,
Jumped in
eventually that's where they got their plants from, I guess.
I don't think Kenneth actually, well, yes, I guess he's probably started strawberries in the 50s, late 50s. But I measure, when he bought the property, he grew flowers and sold flowers. Remember, he had a big old,
Because I know I bought
Cooler
perennials,
flower.
crate of strawberries from Kenneth. Because I'd sell them there at the store during the festival. God, I got so flats. He couldn't bring them fast enough.
Really?
He couldn't bring them there fast enough.
It's
I
still
sell
that
them.
way, Miss Mann. It's still that way. You can't get them here fast enough for
They would
people.
buy them off the truck before he could get them unloaded. They was buying them off the truck.
And the problem with strawberries is you can't really save them up for the week of the festival. They just aren't any
No,
good.
they don't, they don't keep that long.
They're good for a day or two.
You know, and that's the part that, in the video that will be on the TV, Donovan's got some stuff going because it's to educate people on how to keep those berries, because once you put them in water, they,
No,
that's it.
double.
So you can't, I mean, your best bet is to pick them and do something with them right away or eat them. That's what I
Keep them
usually
in a
do.
very cool place.
And wash them before you eat them, that's when you
Don't
wash them.
wash them anytime
Yeah,
out
don't
before
wash
you.
it before.
No,
Right.
don't wash them and put them in the icebox, think they're gonna be
No,
okay, because they'll turn to mush.
But see, nobody would know that.
Well, we're gonna have it on there. If they come
Well, you
here
just wouldn't
for
know
the
that.
auction, and then I think was Donovan at the meeting last night, Jim?
Yeah,
He was, did he say anything about the brochure he's making?
we discussed it last night, yeah.
Okay, because I asked him, I said, when you do this brochure on how to keep the berries once you buy them, are we gonna, I said, are you doing it just for your berries? He said, no, it'll be a flyer that all the growers can make copies of and use to hand out, so that everybody will know when they buy a flat of strawberries how to keep them. So we're trying to educate people too. And there'll be a little bit of a video explaining that during the auction. So,
So there's
Miss Mann-
strawberries right now.
we had some at
I
our
mean,
farmer's
Donovan brought a
market.
really good flat last week.
He
No.
did.
Jim, that was
You
Jim.
brought those.
Yeah.
I thought Donovan did. You brought those. It was really good.
Yeah, they were
They were
sweet.
very
They were.
sweet,
They were
they were
really good.
very good.
Yeah.
And then, at the growers meeting last night, one thing the growers were asking, if the Rotary Club could do a brochure to pass out to people that they deal with as potential buyers, you know? And I told them, the Rotary can provide you with a packet, but it would be nice if we had some kind of brochure with pictures of growers or berries or.
Will mentioned it last night, and the letters that Anna put together for the bidders, our sponsors that's coming up next Wednesday, Will suggested that we maybe make up a few extra packets of those to hand to that, it's the guy from the big
Yeah, Frank Davis over at,
Texas Farms or whatever.
Texas, yeah, Texas.
That he has some bidders he wanted to invite. So if you have somebody that you want to invite to the auction, we can put a little packet together for them and you can hand it to them. Kind of like what we're going to give the sponsors this next week. And while we're on that subject, are y'all through with Miss Mann? Y'all have any
Well, I
more
did want to
questions?
ask a
Go
question.
ahead.
Would we be able to get a copy of your family and then all the names of the people? The
You
big,
mean on here?
yes, can we get a copy of it?
Oh, yeah. You
All
can
right.
take a picture of it and copy it.
Got it.
Okay. And Doris, were there farmers markets, Miss Mann, at that time?
Did they have farmers markets at that time?
Remember Louis Hoogie? Remember
We had the first Walmart in the state of Texas.
that big Chevy's up there? That's
Called
where-
Hoogie Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, he would take them
And
there.
Saturday, you'd have to park at the firehouse to walk up to Hoogie Hill.
Now, just so everyone knows, that's as you're going out of Poteet towards Pleasanton,
That big
The
Chevy.
big
where
red rock.
where it comes together to go to Pleasanton, to the right.
Okay.
And you will see that there's a big warehouse with concrete with a metal building, and next to it would be where the Hoogies lived. It's
Yeah.
that
Rock.
sand rock house.
Then they had that grocery store.
Judy still lives there.
Yes.
Yes. So one of the granddaughters still lives there.
So that was the original Walmart.
That's what everybody called it,
And
the
if
Hoogie
you-
Hill. And it was like Walmart, because they had clothes on this side,
Oh,
hats
a
on
little
this
bit of everything. I
side.
didn't realize
Groceries
that.
in the middle, they had a meat market in the back, you go back there and he'd bring a big slab of meat out, cut off whatever you wanted.
Jim, you
And then
remember all of
and then
that?
up there on the dock, they sold feed, and we bought all our chicken feed and cow feed there and hay, and
Do you remember
they
that?
always gave you, they always had a pilon there.
Oh.
You were kind of across the road from them, weren't you?
A little extra.
A little extra.
The
They
Mama
A little
worked in
extra.
the store all
A
the
little
time.
extra.
It might be, it was sugar cane the first time I remember.
Yeah, maybe a sack of potatoes
Something a
or
little bonus.
eggs or
Yeah.
whatever.
If you
He'd
don't-
throw something
Bottle
extra in.
opener or
Like if you bought something, you would get something.
You didn't get to choose.
They would like just give you
It's
a bag of
Steve
something.
handed you
Yeah.
something.
It was a prize at Cracker Jacks.
And the old Miss Hoogie had only lady I ever remember, she had a little beard and a mustache.
She was always there every day.
She got after my dog and was gonna cut his tail off and ran through the door when somebody opened the door. I was there with my grandma, I was just a little kid. And the dog ran in and she grabbed a butcher knife and went after that dog. She scared me to death, I was so scared of that woman.
Well, for good reason.
Yeah. Then when she died, I guess, and I guess the old man cut meat in the back or something, but I knew.
That was my cousin's husband, they was back there working in the meat market.
Wow.
At Hoodie Hill.
Yeah. He was a
Guess that was before
butcher
the
back
FDA.
there.
Yeah.
And his wife took care of the old lady when she got sick.
It was,
and when
it was
she
such a
died,
going business, and then when she died, the boys just couldn't get along. They
well,
all
she
fell
left
apart.
the house behind that little, it was an old army barrack. She left that army barrack to the woman that took care of her for all them last years. She left it to her.
Oh, yeah.
Her name was Ruby.
Do any of y'all know why the store is, as you're going out 16th, the little La Casita or the Casadita or something where Bruce lives? Where the last store basically on the county
La
line going
Hacienda.
north. Haciendita.
La Haciendita.
It closed down a couple of months ago and it's never reopened.
They did?
Yeah, but through the county
I
line.
think she died and none of the kids.
Nobody wanted it?
No.
Okay, that's what I
They
assumed
didn't
happened.
close it down.
It was just shut down one day, because I drive by it every day going back and forth and it never reopened.
That was a going little store too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if you remember if you know where Irma's Tacos is,
Yeah.
okay, just
In
skip.
Poteet.
Next to that, there used, and I don't know if it's still
Yes,
there,
the concrete pad is there.
the concrete pad is there, and on that was an ice house owned by
The
the
Mangums.
LB Mango.
LB Mangum, and is
And
that,
my dad.
and where a little bit further to the east was where the railroad track was?
Mhm.
It ran right beside
Tuttle's.
Tuttle's, and the station is still back there.
And the loading dock is